this is going to be a controversial topic. Jetpack Cat is just not broken. I'm sorry to say, just not. Very easily countered, and people will argue me in the comments. Yes, I agree with you. In lower elo, totally, totally. But like in reality, like all you need is a little bit of aim and to look up in the air for the cat to counter her, right? So many different things counter the cat, and to me, it feels like just another Moira character added to the game. I will say I do love the cat though. I think she's super cute. I think the whole aspect of her gameplay is, just fun in general when you're playing her. And yeah, it's annoying to play against. But I'm gonna talk about why I think it's just like Moira in the air with more mobility, right? You offer very little utility to your team. You have a lifeline that picks people up, and then you have an ability that has like an aura heal over a few seconds. But in reality, the way you play the cat, you're really not going to use that all too often to heal your team. You're going to be at a distance, probably trying to use that to survive when you go dive and engage an enemy hero. Now, if you're playing an immobile hero and you're going up against the cat, yeah, totally. Like, it's annoying. You're playing a hero that doesn't have any ability to counter her, where you could stun, hinder, hook, all the different things in the game that exist, but there's so many different things that stop that. Yeah, you're going to have a problem. But you're playing anything like Maga ult stops her. Diva can just fly away unless you drop her off all the way into the ground. It's just a clip farming hero. That's in reality, that's what the cat is. Super fun clip farming hero to do crazy things, which we saw like Orisa ults flying into the air, Diva ults being grabbed and thrown into the enemy team. And I get it, a high level play, very, very, very high level pro play, when you have a full communication and coordinated play because you're playing in a pro setting. Yes, the cat will be used to her advantage to do crazy things like that. And that's why I think she's good. But I think outside of that, you're not playing in a group and you're playing in higher elo, like maybe high diamond, low masters, up into even champ play. If you're not playing in a group with good coordinated and communication in your team, the cat is, to me, is just like running around like Moira. You're trying to dive someone in the back line, do a lot of damage, and then get out and get to safety. And you see a lot of good Moiras and high elo do that, and Moira's not really a good hero, right? Doesn't really offer a lot of utility for their team. And I look at the cat the same way. Like, what utility does she have? She has a lifeline to latch onto someone to bring someone to high ground. Okay. I think of Lifeweaver. He has a pedal that pretty much does something very similar. Maybe not as versatile as a lifeline. That's fine. You could fly around with the hero on it, but if you have a good hit scan, like it's only 50 healing per second as you're attached to it, you could essentially just kill whatever thing they have hooked on pretty easily if you focus that target or shoot the cat down. It's not like super broken in my opinion. If you just look up and you have a little bit of aim, pretty decent aim, you won't have a problem doing that. You play heroes like Diva that just flat out hard counter flying heroes. You play any sort of hit scan heroes. I just think like you have better options on support with the meta that it is today than running the cat. Like, I don't think the cat's bad. Like, I think it's like low B tier, high C tier, but I see a lot of content creators today putting out all these videos saying the cat is broken, cat is S tier. In coordinated pro play, the cat is S tier. I think the higher elo you go outside of coordinated pro play with communication, the tier of the cat goes lower and lower. I think in low elo, in bronze, silver, gold, and even plat, I think the cat is like A or S tier because you could just do so much more and it's more forgiving than like with Moira. You use your fade, that's all you have. You have your blasters, your resource meter, and you could just blast away and fly away with the zoomies and go in, kill someone, get away. Go in, kill someone, get away. Go and kill someone, get away. And you have your self heal that you could use. So there's that kind of aspect of her game that is different than Moira's, but to me it's very similar to the same kind of concept of a lot of damage, a lot of healing, and trying to find targets that are out of position to go and punish. Now when you start getting into diamond, like mid to high diamond to masters and grandmasters, her reward versus her risk starts to become very equal, right? And when I say is she's a high risk, high reward hero. I think of Moira. High risk, high reward hero, as in you can go into the back line, have your abilities, your fade, your orb, and your ult, and you can go with that high risk and maybe kill 1 or 2 people and then escape safely. And the same thing goes with the cat. You can go on an off angle, go from height, come down, grab somebody off the map, and throw them off the map and take them out of the equation. But when I say high risk, high reward, yeah, it's very easily countered. You have a Roadhog. You can get hooked. You have Maga, and he has ult. He can stop you and trap you in there. You have Cass, he throws a nade, and he has the perk that sends the extra nade out at a distance. You're stunned. You have Mizuki, who I think is secretly OP, and I think, honest to God, is S tier throughout all elos, if you know how to play him well and you can aim, in comparison to Jetpack Cat. And I don't know why Mizuki got buffed, because I just think Mizuki is just way better of a hero. As far as offering utility, regardless of whatever you say about their healing numbers. I'm playing games where I'm dishing out 20k heals and like 10-15k damage while also having a really good ult, and just being able to do a ton of damage. So those games exist. Whereas with the cat, yeah, I could do that too, but I feel like my utility just isn't there. I feel like you go in with your ult as a cat, and there's so many different things that can hinder, stun, hook, or whatever. And it's very high risk, high reward. And even when you grab someone, you have to be on a map that makes sense to throw them off the map, right? So you could be on a map that doesn't really have anywhere to throw anyone off of. So the value of the cat then diminishes. Now you think, oh, well, I'm going to be on a map where I can grab somebody and bring them to my team, which once again requires coordination, right? I'm going in, I'm going to dive the enemy tank and throw them into the backline. Like, how many times have you slept somebody on Ana, and there's like 2 or 3 teammates right next to you? You're pinging it, calling it out in comms, and telling them, hey, I slept so-and-so, they're right behind you, on point, let's target them, and they just don't turn around. Or somebody like doesn't coordinate and just shoots them before you're ready to eliminate the target that you slept. So you're talking about basically grabbing someone as the cat, communicating with that team in that 1 second that it happens, and hoping that they react on those maps that don't have areas that you throw someone off, and that they turn around quickly and destroy the target that you just pulled in. And yes, it's going to happen more so than not that people will react, but you have that aspect of the game. And other than that, what utility does she offer? She has that kind of radius that it pulses out and it heals. I forget what the exact ability is called. I have it up on my monitor here. Per ability, pulsing area heal that increases frequency over time, and it knocks back nearby enemies when activated. And it does 30 healing per pulse. It's not too great. Think of just throw a Mora healing orb with the healing perk, and it's going to instantly heal everyone for 30 HP upon touching it, as well as also heal them while it's still in radius, while you're group healing them with a spray. So it's like kind of the same aspect. Like, there's not much utility there for the cat. And I think this hero is currently very much overrated. Like I said, super fun to play. I'm not complaining about her. I love playing her. I think it's fun. I think it gives a lot of options. If you do have coordinated play, you're in like a stack of 2 or 3 people, you have much more ability to have lower risk and higher rewards. So grouping up and having a group to play with definitely ups her basically effectiveness as a support hero. But I would go with so many other supports that are just better now. And like I said, Mizuki I think is better, far better. Wu Yang, Lucio. We're talking about dive meta with a sub meta of Brawl existing. You know, BAP is good. I think Ana Brig just got pushed up into the tier list because now they enable dive. They also help defend against dive, but they also can enable Brawl and do well with Brawl as well. Like, and together they're one of the best combos. So I just think the cat right now isn't the best choice on support unless you have really coordinated play and have a good communication. I think in lower elo, plat and below, and even low diamond, Yes, the cat is just going to be a menace, super hard to deal with, and is just going to be like A or S tier. But I think as you get into High Diamond Masters, GM, and Champ, unless you're in a pro play or in a very coordinated group with comms, the cat to me is just like a B tier hero, maybe high C tier, low B tier. Like, is not offering much different than what Moira offers. So let me know what you think in the comments. I really love playing this hero. I think it's cool. I think it's fun to play with. Like, I'm not complaining about that. I think she's super cute. I've been pumping out memes galore. Like, it's just so fun and it's new. I think all the changes are great for the game as well. So I'm just saying, like, I think this character right now, we're just not used to it, and I think we're getting a little crazy as far as like this is broken, and she's a bit overrated in my personal opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, take care.